What's up, kiddies? It's your pal Glenn, back from a 30-day stint in the Facebook gulag with the first PCS laundry live in 4 weeks. Did you miss me? I missed you. Hey, some of you caught me during the week in that little spontaneous little test run we did, which was fun. And we had a good time with that, and we just made sure everything was still kicking and still working. So everybody who was there for that, thank you. But this is the real thing. This is the one I've been waiting for. I'm finally back after a month of hard labor. Not hard labor, but hard mental labor. Not being able to talk to anybody. All right, we're not even going to get into that. I don't want to talk about it. It's done. It's over. If you guys want to talk about it, you know how it rolls. You know, you dictate the conversation here. But I'd just as soon move on to other things because there's plenty of cool stuff to talk about. But I missed you guys like crazy. I'm glad to be back. Finally got my legs back under me a little bit. I'm feeling like it. It took a few days. I was feeling real awkward posting. Like this shit's just not going through. It's not working. It's not funny. It's not. But it's settled down a little today. I think I'm feeling pretty good about things now. I think I'm back. I think I'm back now. So if you were worried and I was sucking, I apologize, but I think I got it back together now and we're just moving on. So, welcome back to PCS Laundry Live on your Friday night. It's always a pleasure to do our laundry together with my PCS family, and I'm glad you're all here. I hope there's a lot of you here. I hope you all didn't forget about me, but that's all right. We'll get everybody back in here. As always, thank you all, every last one of you, so much for your never-ending support of Planet Common Sense, PCS Laundry Live, the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube, and at Glenn PCS on Twitter. We cannot do it without you. Your help and support is invaluable to us, and I love each and every one of you. So it's been a while, so I'm going to do a quick rundown on how this works, because there's actually probably some new people here. We did pick up some people during the little hiatus there, and today was actually a pretty good day for growth. We picked up a whole bunch of people today. That's all working out. So the way it works is this is a completely interactive live talk show, 60 minutes of live talk on whatever you guys bring in. We'll talk about whatever you want. I toss a few things out there, but mostly just scroll, see what you guys are up to, and just go with whatever you all want to talk about. So if you're new, that's what's going on. That's what we do. It's completely interactive. Jump right in. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Say anything you want. And just say hi. Everybody's pretty cool here. And they'll be more than happy to welcome you to the Planet Common Sense family. Before I forget, I just want to remind everybody, anybody down in Florida who's in the path of Hurricane Dorian, we're going to put up a check-in post on the page as things get closer. Please, we're thinking about you. Our thoughts are with you. Everybody, just batten down the hatches and be safe. And if you got to get out, then get out. Don't play around. Mother Nature doesn't give a shit if your roof gets blown off. So take it that way. And we'll be thinking about you, and we'll put up some, like I said, we'll put up the check-in page just to make sure everybody's cool and just a little place to gather and just let everybody know you're doing okay. And off we go. Another episode. I don't even know how many this is now. But we've been doing it since February. I got to go take a look. Not right now, obviously, but here we go. I'm just going to hit the scroll real quick and see who is here. Looking for new faces, old faces, everybody. Mike Petty's in the house. Elaine Arnett Dangerfield. Bessie Dotson is here. Emmett Chiariagi is here. Deborah Patera. Are you in jail, Deborah Patera, or are you free at this time? Because I know you and me like tag team in and out of 30-day stints in the gulag there. So, who else? Deborah Patera. My God, here woo are. You better get some spell check going, my love. Okay, Canadian Prime Minister. This is Deborah Patera. Canadian Prime Minister wants Florida hit. Fuck, I saw that. That's some crazy shit. Just what an idiot. Why would you even say something? You know, you take stuff like this and you set all your bullshit aside and don't fight. This is real. This is not right and left. This is not America and other countries. This is human beings and Mother Nature. Don't fuck around with that. Don't say stuff like that. It's not even the current prime minister. I don't want Princess Justin getting a beating over this. It's not him. It's some scoot who used to be the prime minister of Canada said that. Something, I don't even remember what the exact line was, but it was something about, I hope they get a direct hit. Yo, fuck you, you friggin', I'm not even, don't even get me started with this. That's nothing to play around with. That's something you set up stuff aside for. All right? It's humanity. It's not red or blue. It's not left or right. So shut up, idiot. All right, sorry. See, Deborah, you got me riled up already. We're 5 minutes back into our triumphant return. You already got me aggravated. But I love you. Tina Van Buskirk Kane. Hello from Southern California. Mary Gunny is here from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Deb Sage from Green Bay. Deb, you know what? Your name looks familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you're new, welcome to PCS Laundry Live and the PCS fam. If you're not new, I apologize for not recognizing you, but it's been a while, and there's a lot of names flying around, so I'm not sure. But I'm glad you're here regardless. I made a big mistake, man. I started this off with the horizontal hold on the phone, and it's a mess for reading the comments, so just bear with me on that. Mark Hutchins, but you guys get a better view of things. Not that there's anything happening, but, well, there's a little something happening, a little slow mover. Mark Hutchins is here. Hey, bro, welcome back to Facebook. Deborah Patera, sorry about my thumb mishits. Ha ha ha. That's all right, sweetie. Susan Levy, trying to get everything prepared for this hurricane, but I can't remember where I put my emergency charger. Well, don't wait till the last minute, and I'll tell you the easiest way to find your emergency charger, and I've discovered this after 15 years in the hardware business, or just in retail in general. Go to the store and buy a new one, and as soon as you get home, you'll find the old one. That's the guaranteed Glenn method to find shit that you misplaced. Just go buy a new one. As soon as you get home with it, you'll find the old one. It'll be right there where you left it. So, but don't play around with that. Go get yourself taken care of. Do what you got to do. Rick Amato saying, howdy, stranger. Mona Eves. Mark Hutchins, Katrina survivor. I pray for Florida. Deb Sage asking, where are you at? Okay, so you're all talking to each other, which is fine. Got about 28 people in here already, according to the printout, but that could be bullshit because it's Facebook and who knows what's true and what's not true, but I'm glad somebody's here anyway. Judy Ann is here. Hello. So let me know what you all want to get into. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. Obviously, we could talk about that scumbag James Comey skating so far. Oh, that was a tough pill to swallow, but there's more to it than what we're seeing, and there's more to it than what we talked about, and the initial reaction, you just want to punch a wall. But I settled down a little bit from that, and you know what? Let's just wait and see what happens with him. We've got Joe Biden fucking up all over the place, just like usual, but that's routine now. That's not even, it's almost like you can't even make fun of it anymore. It's just all right, Joe Biden's speaking today, and there's going to be a live microphone there, so he'll say something stupid. Some dumbassery will come tumbling out of that yappy mouth that we can make fun of. So that's always a good time. We got an endless supply of dumbassery from Alexandria Ocasio Circus Monkey. We got plenty of dumbassery coming out of the 2020 Democratic Hunger Games primaries. Big debate coming up in a couple of weeks for a big PCS watch party. This one should get more intense now that we're narrowing it down to the cream of the scum. And all the people who you don't even know who they are pretty much out of the picture now, with the exception of a few. We talked about that on a post earlier in the week, and we can always kick that around too. We got a 16-year-old Swedish girl who took a sunboat from Sweden to here, who looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid, that's going to tell all us adults what we're supposed to do about climate change now. So that's always a treat when you get some kind of new dumbassery like that. So we can play around with that a little bit. Anything you want. You guys, you know how it works. You guys dictate, you post, and I'll read, and we'll just get into everything. So Deb Sage is confirming. It's okay, been here before. I do apologize for that. But like I said, there's just so many names, and I'm just actually still rusty trying to just find my way around again. So I apologize for not remembering. No, I kind of, now that I think about it, I definitely do remember seeing you around. So sorry about that. Mary Gunny, if Biden is it, fear who they choose for VP. All right, so we're putting me on the spot right off the bat. Biden's not it. I've been telling you that. And you all can call me crazy, and we'll find out. And if I'm wrong, that's all right. I'm not afraid of being wrong, and I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong right here where you can all come and call me on it. But I'm telling you, it's Bernie. He's the guy. He's got a signed deal from 2016 in his pocket for rolling over for that miserable old twat goblin back then. And it's going to be Bernie. Biden's just a front. And I had an interesting theory on that. And I was wondering whether to talk about it tonight or post it, because I think we could probably get more direct conversation and just comparing notes out of posting it. But I'm wondering, you know what? This is just like that wacky, random conspiracy shit. It's not even conspiracy shit. It's just tossing dumb shit out for you guys to kick around and see if there's any substance to it. And if you think there's not, there's not. You know, whatever. Whatever will be, will be. I had this theory that they're keeping Biden in the race. They're putting Biden in the race just to have an establishment Democrat figurehead, demagogue, whatever you want to call that disaster, who sort of looks like he could be a president, just physically speaking. Like, if you didn't know Joe Biden, you didn't hear the idiot things he says, and all like touching and snipping and doing grimy deals with China in the Ukraine to line his own pockets. If you just looked at him, he looks like kind of like a traditional president. Like, he looks like what a president should look like. It's absurd to think that they're actually running this guy because he's an idiot. You know what? I don't even know. I almost am afraid to say he's an idiot, because it might not even be that. It might be that he's just really just like losing control of his faculties in a natural way, which happens with aging, and it's a tragic thing. And like, you know, you don't, well, I shouldn't even say you don't want to mess around with that, because I've made fun of like Pelosi and the notorious RGB about it, but he might just be losing his shit. Regardless, this is not a president. This is not a guy who's going to get elected president. He's an idiot. He's a gaffe machine. He can't open his mouth without dumb tumbling out. So that's not the guy. And what I'm thinking is, what if they're just keeping him in for now, right? And just let him run the course, let him get through the end of this year, let him get to spring just before, excuse me, just before the primaries kick off. And then he ends up bailing over some dumbass thing. They got him. They cut him up on something, and he gets out. And to fill that void, they need a savior to step forward, to like jump up and be the candidate that's going to bring the party, the mess that the Democratic Party is, back into the running. And you know, I hate to even speculate about it, but I could absolutely see Hillary Clinton filling that role and jumping in as a last-minute candidate. And they're just keeping Biden in there to tread water. You know, it's kind of crazy, whatever. It's just things that I kick around and things that come to my head, which is not like anybody else's head, typically speaking. But it just could be, you know, who knows? Talk about it. Let me know what you think. Going back to the scroll, Donnie Davis, got to choose truth over facts. Haha, that's a good way to live, man. Mona Eves is voting for dementia, but she said something about James Thomas. I didn't even see you there, James. I didn't know you were here. Jim Thomas, the unofficial Planet Common Sense consigliere. Glad to see you haven't forgotten about me, and you came back for tonight. Kevin Hamilton, glad to see you back. Elaine, Arnett Dangerfield, Deb Sage, Mary Gutty, everybody already said hi to all y'all already. Emma, whoa, what just happened there? I just hit something that screwed everything up. Sorry about the finger. Guys, I'm so out of practice, man, and I'm holding the phone the wrong way, and it's fucking me all up, so just bear with me. This could be a long hour. Mark Hutchins, waiting for a hurricane is like being stalked by a turtle. Stay safe, everyone. Good words. Kevin Hamilton again, the Swedish kid now has to fly a crew out here to sail the boat back. Yo, man, like, you know what? It's such an insignificant, stupid thing. This silly little girl. I'm not going to pick on a little kid that looks like a Cabbage Patch doll and doesn't have anything to say that anybody needs to hear, and is a puppet and is certainly being funded by nefarious entities backing the left in the upcoming election. I'm not going to say any of that stuff out loud, but I don't need to hear from a little girl who came over here on a ship that's like probably made out of like 85% petroleum-based products, who flew a crew over here to sail the boat back, and I'm hearing they're gonna fly another crew over to take her back. So like the carbon footprint on this girl coming here, this little kid, to tell us not to use carbon and not to use fossil fuel, it's just ridiculous. And it's just so leftist and it's so democratic. It almost makes you laugh right off the bat. I just as soon not see her in my news feed. I just as soon not have another David Hogg or anybody like that just be popping up constantly because they're the new face of the Democratic, ideology, or whatever you want to call idiotology. I just as not even soon deal with that. So we'll see. Mona Eves, climate change, it's called weather. You know what? I'll tell you one thing that I did during the 30 days. I watched a lot of talk radio or talk podcast videos. I watched a lot of Joe Rogan. I watched a whole bunch of different stuff. And one of the things they were talking about, and I knew this too. It's not something I was unaware of. It's just when you look at stuff like climate change, okay, and I'm going to preface this whole thing. Hang on one second. Hey, Bessie, look, we're fixed. I told you that the other day. Okay. When we look at, I'm not saying don't take care of the planet. I'm not saying don't take care of the world. I'm not saying do anything you can to leave a better and healthier and cleaner world and water and air for our children and their children and so on and so on. I'm not saying that in any way. Do what you can to remedy that. Do what you can to take care of your home. Do what you can to take care of this planet. But the perspective that we're looking at, look at it from, and I picked this up from a couple of the things I watched during the little layoff. This planet's been here for billions and billions and billions of years. And there were times where it was uninhabitable because it was so hot. And it was times where it was barely inhabitable because it was so cold. There was times where I'm sitting right now, and this wasn't even that long ago, okay? You're talking about 10, 15,000 years. And don't quote me on numbers. I'm just spewing off the top of my head. But where I'm sitting right now was under like a mile of ice 10,000 years ago. Okay? The planet changes, the planet shifts, and the weather changes. We're here, if you're lucky, or unlucky, whatever your perspective is on it, for 100 years. More likely 80, 85, 90. Bad luck, a lot less than that. But say 100 years. You know what 100 years is in the grand scheme of things compared to like the Earth being here? There's nothing that this little form of bacteria that is clinging to this little rock hurtling through space is going to do to change or alter the course of what's going to happen to this planet in the big picture. You're just not. We don't have that kind of technology. It's so pretentious and so arrogant to think that all this shit we're going to do and that they're talking about doing is going to make any difference whatsoever. Just in the general plan. I mean, this planet's been doing what it does for billions and billions of years. We're here for a second, relatively speaking. We're not going to impact that. Our kids aren't going to impact that. Their kids. It just goes on and on and on. The world's going to do what the world's going to do. It's going to get hot. It's going to get cold. Humans are not going to be here forever. We haven't been here for billions of years. There have been other species of predominant life on the planet before there were humans. There'll be others after we're gone. And again, I'm not saying don't do your part. I'm not saying don't, pick up something off the ground and throw it in the garbage. I'm not saying reduce your emissions if you can. That's all good stuff. But the arrogance in thinking that we're going to alter the course of history and the course of that scope of history, where you're talking about billions of years, we don't matter but shit on this planet, and we're not going to alter that in any way. And then the other thing too is you talk about this stuff, and yeah, she's coming to America, and this little girl's going to tell us, and the circus monkeys with the Green Deal, and you got to cut down, and you got to not use this, and we're going to cow farts, and we're not going to use cars, and we're not going to fly. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You know why you're ridiculous? Because you're talking about 15% of the world's pollution, 15% of the world's fluorocarbons. You go to China. Okay? Go to North Korea, go to Asia or Africa. What you're going to do here, we stop doing everything that we do. It's not going to make a drop in the bucket of difference because nobody else in the world is doing it. So, yeah, I'll listen to the talk if it's reasonable from an adult who's who understands and who grasps it, not a kid, that's silly. But just understand, put it in perspective. I hate to come off like a climate denier, man. Yeah, it changes, but not for the reasons you think, and not anything you're going to do anything about. It changes because it changes, and you're not going to alter that. So, off I go, ranting about the climate. That's awful. Look what you got me doing the first night back. Let's talk about something fun. Whose fault was that? That was Mona Eve's fault. So anybody mad about anything I said, it's all Mona Eve's fault. Hi, Mona. I love you. Deb Patera, I was afraid to say that, but I agree. I don't know what you're talking about. I missed too much. I just started going and I missed everything. Donnie Davis said, ha, 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 bite the bullet and spend $93 trillion. That's right. And you just see the bill for the stuff they're talking about. It's insane. It's completely hilarious. Like, there's not enough money in the world to do what they're talking about doing. It's just madness. And to do absolutely nothing. To do absolutely nothing. You know, there's another one I saw this week, but they're talking about like near-Earth collisions and asteroids and meteors and stuff like that. And I can't remember who. I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's a smart guy, man. And you can't, he's not Bill Nye, the idiot science Saturday morning cartoon guy. Like, he's a legit scientist. And it might have even been on the Rogan show, and they were talking about what happens, like what can we do about something like that, about an asteroid that's coming towards Earth. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said just nothing we can do. We're I think he said 10 or 15 years away from even being able to possibly do something to change that. So yeah, that's some scary shit too, man. And we had one like a week or two ago where like some friggin' rock the size of a building passed between us and the moon, and nobody even saw it. Like, it's that line from Armageddon where like, well, we have the budget for NASA's budget for monitoring near-Earth collision objects is like $3 million, where we can monitor 3% of the sky with that. And with all due respect, that's a big-ass sky. So it's crazy, man. We're so vulnerable. It's so scary. We're like just floating around on this little rock with friggin' asteroids hurtling around. And oh, man, you know what? Like I said, we're here for a little while. Just chill and have some fun. Be aware of this stuff. I mean, what are you going to do if an asteroid comes? I'm going on the roof to watch it come in. I mean, what else are you going to do? But anybody who was thinking like we're going to send Bruce Willis and a deep rock drilling crew up to an asteroid and drill a big hole in and drop some nukes down and blow it out of the sky, Neil deGrasse Tyson said that's not likely to happen. That's not going to be something we can do. What he said was, it's kind of interesting. And if it's boring, just let me know. All they're going to be able to do is alter the course. Like 10 to 15 years now, the time frame he was talking about was we'd be able to possibly alter the course of an asteroid enough that it would just skip on past the Earth. So, yeah, we're in a shooting gallery, man. And it's happened before, and it's happened like within our lifetimes, not like a global killer, not like the one that took out the dinosaurs, but like we've had hits, man, like where it's wiped out a city or wiped out. It usually hits like in like Siberia or something like that, where it just makes a big friggin' hole. But if you take that same one and it lands in the middle of Manhattan, man, like it's gonna kill like 3 million people. It's crazy. And there's nothing you can do, so just hang out and chill and just watch the fireworks, I guess. So back to it. Cornelia Bates is replying to Donnie Davis. Just a distraction to keep the sheep busy. Cornelia, glad you're here. Deborah Patera, Bill Nye is not legit. Yo, my line about Bill Nye, and this was great. This is like 2 years ago, and I posted this on when Milo had his page live on Facebook, and I want to say it right because it's hilarious. But if you take your scientific cues from taking your science cues from Bill Nye the Science Guy, it's like the CIA asking the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to help them fight ISIS, or Steve from Blue's Clues helping the FBI track down like America's Most Wanted. Bill Nye is an idiot. Bill Nye's a big friggin' dummy. He has no degree in science. He's an engineer. And you know what? All due respect, that's a tough degree too, and that's a smart person. Well, it's allegedly a smart person too. But this guy playing like he's a scientist, man, that's ridiculous. That's like Dora the Explorer. Like talking to her about like having her book a trip for you or something like that. Dora the Explorer is a whole nother thing. I think she's muling China White heroin across the southern border, but that's another whole trip. But yeah, Bill Nye's an idiot. Greg Waterhouse talking about climate change money is more money than actually exists. And it's true. It's like, these people just don't get it, man. They're just talking. They're just talking shit. They're just being silly and talking to hear themselves talk. And they're saying dumb shit because they're talking to dumb people. And dumb people hear that and go, ooh, we better vote for these people because they're going to do something about it. Those other idiots, that big mean orange guy is not going to do anything about it because that's what they told us. Give me a break, man. You got to be kidding. That's it. They're saying the dumbest things. It's hilarious. And it becomes almost not hilarious anymore because it's horrifying with some of the things they're talking about. And you know, the humanity, the possibility of one of these lunatics getting elected and starting to attempt to put these things into play. Then it's not going to be that funny anymore. But for now, it's pretty funny. It's just like, sit back and laugh at these idiots. But yeah, man, I don't know who's going to put the bill for that stuff, but I don't think that's going to happen. You can't come up with $5 billion to build a freaking wall to keep the border secure. I don't know where we're going to come up with $93 trillion to remedy cow farts and stop planes from flying. Good luck, man. You could do it like a GoFundMe or something like that. Oh, we're not supposed to talk about GoFundMe. You could do like Patreon. They could do Patreon or something like that where they just ask for donations. We're trying to raise $93 trillion to alleviate cow farts. Donate. Go for it. Deborah Patera, I remember that's when we were all wearing hard hats, waiting for Skylab to fall. I'm talking to Mary Gunny. Yeah, I got to pay a little more attention to these scrolls. I screwed up so bad holding this phone this way. I can't read anything. I got to try and get... now I just got... All the comments are gone. How'd I do that? Now they're back. The biggest story this weekend. Emma Chiariagi. Let's see what you got. The biggest story this weekend is going to be the Straight Pride Parade. We're getting slammed from all sides. Pretty sad. Yeah, I was talking to Steve. I don't remember his last name. He's a regular on PCS. I don't think he comes on the live show, though. Hamilton Cornfield is the name he's using now. About this the other day. He had mentioned it to me. You know, I get it. The thing about a thing like that is I understand. I understand the point you're trying to make. But you have to know that that's going to elicit a response. That's going to be provocative. And I get it. Straight pride. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's in a perfect world, it's the equivalent to any other parade they have to support any other thing that somebody's proud of themselves about. It's, you know, the St. Patrick's Day parade is an Irish pride parade. And all the parades they have in here, they have one for Poland. They have one for, you know, they have the Caribbean Day, a weekend out in Brooklyn. Like, celebrate yourselves and celebrate your heritage and celebrate what you are. I get it. I totally get it. It's innocuous. It shouldn't hurt anybody. But you have to know that this is going to be provocative, and this is going to elicit a response from people who are going to come and cause problems. So yeah, it's a good point, Emma. I mean, there's going to be huge problems with that. There's going to be protests. There's going to be, you know, I hate to say violence, but you never know. I mean, it's just like almost asking for it. So certainly keep an eye on that and see what goes on with that. And it's going to be kind of scary. And yeah, I hope everything goes all right. And these people are just like doing what they do, and they better keep their cool too. Like, you know what? If you're going to put your face on that, if you're going to put, and not for me, you're putting my name on it too. You know, I'm straight white male. I'm public enemy #1 right now. All right. I'm everything that the left is running against right now. And a lot of us on PCS are. But if you're going to put my name on that, behave yourselves while you're out there, and don't you be the catalyst to the problem. Go do that thing. Go do your parade. Keep it clean. Keep it nice. Keep it straight on the up and up, and about your own pride. And don't you dare, with the face of, you know, that demographic on it, go acting like assholes and start a problem. If there's going to be a problem, let the other side be the ones that start it, okay? Because you're representing a whole lot of people doing this. Yeah, I could probably go on for another hour just talking about, like, you know, things that concern me about this sort of thing. And I'm not against it in any way. Please don't get the wrong idea. But just, you gotta be careful with this. There's so much potential for badness to go on and for awful things to happen. So just do it right, man. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what's going on. Greg Waterhouse, that parade is about equality and fairness. I get it, man. I totally understand. That's what it says on the literature. But when you get out there in the street and shit starts going sideways, it can go really sideways and it could look really bad. And the media is going to spin it. No matter what happens, the media is going to spin it bad. The leftist sock puppet media. What do you think CNN is going to say? CNN's going to say if shit breaks out at that thing. They're going to say it's our fault. We were provocative. You know, I hate to say I have nothing to do with this. You know, I don't involve myself with stuff like that. I just sit back and I'm an observer by nature, as you probably know by now. But just, man, stay cool, guys. That's all I'm saying. Just stay cool. It's got to be pure. It's got to be honest, and it's got to be, you know, just toeing the line and keep it within the parameters of your intentions. Don't go looking for trouble. Trouble's going to find you. Handle yourself right. That's all I'm saying. Deborah Patera, they are making a big deal about normal natural fires in the rainforest. It needs fire for many plants to germinate. You know what? I got to tell you, I don't know a lot. I heard about it. Obviously, I'm aware of it, but I haven't really been studying that. The Amazon, I'm assuming you're talking about the Amazon rainforest, and it just doesn't look like it's been handled particularly well by the people who are supposed to be handling it. It looks like a lot of people are trying to politicize it, which that doesn't put the fire out, so shut the fuck up. You're not helping anything. Just put the fires out, man. Like, you know, it seems a pretty easy thing to focus on. We can fight later. Let's put these fires out first. So that's what I'm thinking about that. Emma, if I lived closer to Boston, I'd be there. It's a pity that I live all the way in the West Coast. Well, you can come visit anytime. Come on a Friday night. We'll put you live on the show, Emma. I don't know if I would go get up involved with that. I'm too easy to set off. I'd be the guy. You know what? I'd go to that thing. I'd be the guy that caused the problem because I can't keep my mouth shut. I got no fucking filter, and I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. So it's probably better if I stayed away from something like that. Donnie Davis, they've already said the fires in the Amazon are actually average for the area since they've been keeping track. Okay, I mean, I don't know anything about this. Obviously, it's being used as a political tool to try and say, well, this guy's not doing anything, and Trump wanted to help, and, you know, whatever. I don't want to hear about it. Just put the fires out if you need to. And if you need to let them burn, I don't know that. I don't not know it. But then let them burn. It's also, you know, and again, I don't mean to sound like an insensitive asshole, but it's also like 5,000 miles away, and we got plenty of problems right here. So I'm not feeling too guilty about not being that aware of it. I don't know. If there's a fire, put it out. It seems pretty basic to me. Nancy and Bertie Rodriguez had a hard time getting on here. What the hell? Couldn't tell you. I will tell you this, that there's been a lot of people saying they're having issues with the site all week long. A lot of people said that they weren't getting the feed even after I came back last Sunday. A lot of people are saying they didn't even know I was gone, which says a lot about the quality of my content, I guess. If you didn't even know I was gone, you didn't even miss me too much. But no, all kidding aside, like, people were saying they weren't having an easy time getting on the site, and that when they went and checked settings, they found that they had been switched to unfollow, and all sorts of changes were made in the settings. So just go back and check your settings, folks. I don't remember off the top of my head how to do it, but I'll point it out either later on tomorrow after the show or tomorrow morning when I get back to work. How to do the settings. You want to just make sure you click follow, and you want to make sure you have it set for see first, and that's the best way to get Planet Common Sense to show up in your newsfeed. And again, a bunch of people have been telling me this week, after I told them to do that, they would go and check it and then come back and say, yeah, you know what, you were right, it was all shut off. I was unfollowed and I was not seeing first. So there's just so much shenanigans going on right now. The reach is still being stymied a little bit. Yesterday we had that one post. I put up the announcement for tonight's show, and they posted it 4 times. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, yeah, right, just relax. I get it. You're watching me. Put it up twice like you normally do when you're watching me. You don't need to put it up 4 times. You're doubling the task force, the anti-Glenn task force. So you got to put it up on more screens. So I don't know, man. Knock yourselves out if you want to spend payroll on poor little old me just saying what I say. I guess go for it there, Mark. But yeah, there's no need. But yeah, there's been a lot of issues with that. Things are starting to settle out. Like I said, today was the first day since I came back Sunday that shit kind of felt back to normal. I got some reach. I got some response on some of the other places I've ventured out to, because I hadn't done that all week either. I'm a little gun shy too, man, because like I'm not gonna say the words that started the 30-day ban. You know, if you were here and you remember what happened, the word shortening. Yo, man, they whacked me for 30 days for shortening a word. Like, it was the most innocuous, not ill-intended thing you could possibly say. It was just like a time-saving mechanism. And I got a 30-day ban for it. So bear with me for being a little gun-shy about what I post on the site. Just let me settle back in and find my swerve again, and we'll try and get it back to normal. But today was like the first day that it felt back to normal. While you're at it, guys, still doing the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube, where this will be posted tomorrow morning, and I'm hoping to get more content going on that and some more stuff to draw you there. But for now, it would be such a cool thing if you guys can go there, which again, I'll mention this again tomorrow when I post tonight's show on the YouTube channel. Just go there and click subscribe, man. You don't have to do a thing. All you got to do is just move your finger, click the button, and you subscribe. And once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we have a second platform to do live shows from, so I appreciate your help with that. Just look up Planet Common Sense on YouTube, and it'll take you right to the PCS channel. You don't even have to watch anything. I don't even care at this point. Just click subscribe and get me some numbers to work with, and I'll take over from there. Also, Twitter's been popping like crazy. It's been going real well. Still not, building up a lot of following, but I'm getting some good response on the tweets I'm putting out, and I'm starting to get the feel of that and how that all works too. So if you do Twitter, you can find me at GlennPCS. Come and check it out on Twitter. Come and follow me on Twitter. We'll have some fun there. I'm sourcing that as a lot of the stuff that I'm getting a lot of my news stories from there now instead of Facebook, because I haven't really had any opportunity to be on Facebook, and I'm just working with Twitter. But we're having fun over there. Like, it's the first time, and I've told you this before, like, I've started Twitter like a half a dozen different times, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid with 3 followers and nobody's responding to anything, so like, I'm not wasting my time. This is the first time it actually kind of got legs, and I got some followers, and I'm getting some response. So it's starting to be a little bit fun. So I'm going to keep riding that train a little bit longer. So if you do Twitter, it's at GlennPCS. Just come and find me there. And also, I should have mentioned this earlier, but if anybody saw the post pre-show letting you know that the show is coming up, PCS has a new t-shirt out. If you didn't see it, I will absolutely post it up later on today. It's just a different look, way different from the original t-shirt that we put out a couple months ago. This one is new. It is going to be available now. It's not going to ship for a while. We're about probably at least 5 or 6 weeks away from you getting them in your hands. But if you didn't see the picture, go take a look at that. I'll post it again. It's going to be the same price, $23. It's going to be all the same methods to get the shirts. I hope you like this one. It's just a way different look. Just figuring, you know what, let's just go somewhere else with a t-shirt to give people who maybe didn't like the first shirt something else to look at, see if maybe they like this one. We're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep on flipping it up every few months and putting out some new cool stuff. I got a lot of ideas for different things that we can do that you guys might like or you might not, and we'll see how that goes. But each step leads to the next step. The first shirt led to this shirt's going to lead to the next thing. So let me know on that shirt if you guys want to get a shirt. And again, I'll put the picture up later. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool, and everybody who saw it pre-production thought it was pretty cool. So just email me just like before at planetcommonshirts@gmail.com. I'll give you the information on the t-shirts. There's electronic options available for payment through PayPal or through Venmo. You can send a check. You can send a money order. $23 includes shipping. It's a badass shirt. We'll get them in your hands as quick as we can. Same quality shirt as the other one. And stuff like that just keeps us rolling. And like I said, success on this shirt leads to bigger, better things and more stuff I can offer you and that you might want. So we'll talk about that more later. Let me do a time check here because I haven't fucking even taken a breath since I started. So, all right, so we're well past halfway through. Let's see what anybody else got. Deborah Patera is saying, I need a water bottle. Why do I need a water bottle? I'm not even thirsty. I'm getting a little dry, though. I think it's because my voice is out of practice. It's been so long since I did this. Oh, there it goes again. I'm hitting all kinds of fucked up buttons and screwing things up. Deborah Patera, faulty cameras on Jeff Epstein. Bullshit. They turned them off when Hilly showed up. That's the first thing I said. Man, when I saw that article like a day or two ago, saying the one camera that had some footage from outside of Jeff Epstein's cell was the footage was unusable. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Please tell me that the first thing you did was check that camera for Hillary Clinton's fingerprints. Or maybe she sent, one of the soldiers out there, one of the other Obama crime family soldiers, maybe that useless Debbie Patera, not Deborah Patera, you're not useless, love. That slipped out. I'm sorry, sweetie, I love you. Debbie Worcestershire sauce, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She's like one of them. I think she's the one, I don't know, she might have just drove the getaway car for the Seth Rich hit, but yo, man, that whole Jeff Epstein, oh my goodness, people swept it away. It's like you don't even hear about it anymore. That should have been the biggest news story going. Where do you even grab onto it at this point? It's done. It's over. That guy took so many jail sentences to the grave with him. If he is in fact dead, which a lot of people are kicking out theories that he's not, and they just switched him out or something like that. Oh man, you gotta be kidding. You know what? They would have been better off never saying another word about it than saying, oh, well, we got some footage from this one camera, but it's unusable. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? How do you expect any sane, rational person with an above room temperature IQ to buy that bullshit? And I'm speaking rationally, and I'm speaking from a perfect world scenario. I explained exactly how you can expect that a little earlier in this show. They're talking to dumb people. They're talking to their constituents. They're talking to the unhinged left, not Democrats. And I always kind of preface saying I'm not talking about like a wide brush stroke. The unhinged left is a special demographic, but that's who they're talking about. That's the people who are going to believe this shit because they want to believe that shit, because they don't want to believe anything bad about their own side. They don't want to believe anything good about the other side. So you can tell them anything as long as it fits the narrative, okay? You could have Joe Biden go on the front steps of the Capitol building and club baby harp seals for their fur. And they'll be like, Orange Man bad. Oh, Trump sucks. Nobody's going to give a shit. It's crazy, man. So this whole, the whole Epstein thing, it almost feels like there's no point in even talking about it anymore because nothing's going to happen from that. They have documents. They have pages and pages of testimony. They have, when they question him and all. You don't have the guy to give testimony in front of a jury, and they're going to pick it apart. Jim Thomas, if you're still out there, jump in, man. What are the chances of anything happening, no matter what they have on paper from testimony from that scumbag, without him actually there in a court of law testifying? I mean, it just seems to me like it's just a dead end at this point. And I'm not saying it's a shame, because that should have been like one of the biggest friggin' things ever in American history and political history. And it's just gone, man. It's just gone. It got scrubbed away. So I just kind of wasn't prepared to talk about that tonight. Because I hadn't even thought about it. I just compartmentalized it. It's off the radar now because it's done. But Jim, if you got any thoughts on that, let's hear about it. Let's see what anybody else is saying. All right, wait, maybe that was Jim responding. Jim said 0, so thank you for backing me up. My legal senses were correct in twitching on that. You're not going to get a thing off the Epstein testimony and the written stuff and the stuff they have in files, man. It's a disaster, and it's a travesty, and it's got the left and the Obama crime family and Hillary Clinton's grimy shit just written all over it. Greg Waterhouse, I called people racist for saying Orange Man bad and got a 30-day. Wait a minute. Okay. So let's break that down real quick, because I'm becoming like a student of this now since I've been affected by it so many times. That's another thing too, like before I even get into that, a lot of people keep saying, oh, you're in jail again. Oh, you're in jail again. Oh, you know what? I'm not in jail that much. Like, yeah, I've had past accounts be in jail a lot, pretty often. And it's like, I could almost say, and I have said, like, I'm typically between my 17 different Facebook profiles, I'm in jail about 14 months out of every year. But this is the first time ever. This was actually the first time ever that my main profile was in jail for 30 days and I was unable to post it. Because I always had coverage. I always had the backup profiles, but they had the eradication of all those backup profiles. And that's another thing a lot of you folks were saying. Like, you got to have a backup. You got to have a backup. Listen, you haven't been paying attention because I had backups. And there was a purge. Like, Facebook cracked down on that. Ask Missy. She's out there with Political Pylon. She knows. Anybody who runs a page knows. You guys with your personal pages and you have your backup accounts, they're not worried that much about you because you're talking to your friends. You're talking to a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people, whatever. The pages like mine, pages like Political Pylon, and we're small, like we're not big compared to some of the others. But those pages, it was like the Nazis came through and just wiped out that whole race, the whole backup account race. They got all assassinated. Like every one of my backups just got whacked and they're dead. So I appreciate what you all are saying. You got to have a backup account, but you don't know like the implications in that. Like that's not doable anymore for somebody who runs a page because they know we can hit. I got 10,000 followers or whatever, 10,000 something followers. I can put out a meme that hits 500,000 people. Please God, let's let that happen. But and the line, the notice they always send you with this stuff is, since you manage a page that has potential for high reach, that's what they're worried about. And you guys with your personal accounts, you don't typically have that because there's a limit to who you're going to reach and who you're going to talk to. So they're letting you guys go. For now, I'd be worried about it. They're probably going to come around and try and get you too. But there's no such thing as having a backup account when you're on a page anymore. Now I totally forgot what I was originally talking about, so let me scroll back a little and see if I can find that again. There we go. Who said, oh yeah, I wanted to break down. Where are you? Where'd you go? Here we go. Greg Waterhouse. I'm going to just read this again, word for word. I called people racist for saying orange man bad and got a 30-day. So let's analyze that sentence. I called people racist for saying orange man bad. What part of that do you suppose they gave you a 30-day ban for? Because it just occurs to me that every one of those words in that sentence is something that the left uses constantly. I'm sure they say orange man bad a lot. I'm sure they say racist 10,000 times more than they say orange man bad. So what is it about you saying that prompted a 30-day ban? That's a curious paradigm right there. That's a dubious friggin' way of doing things. If you ask me, nobody really did. The Palo Alto Puss Cookie certainly didn't check with me on that first, but you know what? It's that intangible. It's that living being, that living and constantly evolving and constantly changing and being updated entity called the community guidelines. Nobody's ever seen them. Yeah, there's something on the page that gives you a little rough outline, but you know what? The community guidelines pop up as shit occurs. Believe me when I tell you. If you remember what I said, well, all right, you know what? I'm not even going to get into what I said because then I'm going to say it and somebody's going to hear it and then they're going to freaking whack me again and I'm going to lose my shit because I'm not ready for another 30 days of not being able to talk to you guys. Man, was I stir crazy. I told you I did like 5,000 crossword puzzles and it's just, I don't want another 30 days. And I know it's inevitable. It's going to happen sooner or later. Let's get a lot of t-shirts sold before it happens again. But yeah, I'm not going there, so I'm not saying that word, but I should get that snack company that makes those things, those P things with the A and the QUI. I should get them as a sponsor. That'd be hilarious because what could they say then? You say, make sure when you snack, make sure you snack with, don't say the word. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. You're like, who is this idiot? And you're tuning out. But you guys who know what I'm talking about, you probably got to laugh out of that one. So, all right. So there go the comments again. I'm so out of practice. Oh, what's my face doing on there? Wait, that can't be. Go away. All right, I'm turning the phone around. Now I can't see anybody's comment because I don't want anybody looking at me. That's not how we do it here at PCS. All right, I can't see your comments anymore. You know what? I'll just give you my eyes. The thing is, I always did it that way because I can't read the comments. This is what it's going to look like if I'm reading the comments and trying to talk to you. So I don't know what happened. I'm fucking everything up and I'm hitting wrong buttons because I'm out of practice. But I'll just do it like this for the last 10 minutes, I guess. And I'll flip it around when I'm not reading the scroll anymore. So, Jesus, this is a disaster. I can't see the comments without being this close, so I apologize. We're having some massive, hilarious technical difficulties here. Who's saying, we see you? Yeah. Well, I wonder what happens if I tip it this way. You can't turn your device. Okay. Anyway, hi. Yeah, nice flowers. Who said that? Deborah Patera liked the flowers. You can look at all that. Donnie Davis. All I can see is comments. I don't know what's going on, man. You know what? I might just have to wreck this show and just end it. We're almost, well, we're not quite an hour, but things just going wacky, and I hate getting off balance like this, and I'm not going to be able to concentrate. So I'm kind of looking over my shoulder and doing it that way. Actually, that's kind of cool if I could stay out of the way. But if you saw how I was standing, me doing this for an hour is not something that's going to happen. Mary Gunny, maybe we should channel the French Resistance. I've been reading a lot of history lately. Cornelia Bates is just laughing at me. Donna Levesque, that's what happens when you're live. Yeah, I've never happened before. We've done like 30 of these shows already. That's the first time it happened. Now you're going to see my ear while I'm trying to like hide in the corner and do it all. I'm literally holding the phone over my right shoulder and looking at what's behind me through the camera so I could still read your comments and respond. What a shit show this is turning out to be. But that's what happens when you're live, right, Donna Levesque? Cornelia Bates is just laughing at me. Mary Gunny, something about the French Revolution. Oh man, shit's just going haywire here. So I'm gonna put a wrap on this, guys. We're close to an hour, so I'm not feeling awful about it. So sorry about that. I'll get back in the saddle and I'll have everything all smoothed out. As you probably can't hear me now because I got the phone facing the other way. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. It's been a good night. It's so good to be back, and I missed you guys so much. And hopefully we won't have these problems anymore, and we won't have Zuckerberg looking for me and looking to shut me down, and they'll just let me be and let me talk and let you guys talk and let us do our thing, because we ain't bothering anybody. We're just talking, and it's better that than taking it out on, you know, it's a place to vent. It's a place to just get all this shit out of your system, and that's what we do here. So wrapping up tonight's episode, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you all for not bailing on me in the last 30 days. I'm so happy to be back, and I missed you all. Appreciate everything, your continued support of Planet Common Sense, PCS Laundry Live, PCS on Twitter at Glenn PCS, and the Planet Common Sense Facebook, the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube. We can't do it without you. I love every one of you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Florida people, be safe, be smart. We'll put up the check-ins for you guys as it gets a little closer. Check out the t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked them. I'm going to put up a bigger pictures once I get settled in after the show and I get my laundry all wrapped up. I apologize so much for all this fuckery that's going on right now with me flipping the camera and everything else going on. It's also the new phone too. I didn't mention that. Like, I don't know if you knew or not, but like, in addition to the 30-day ban, the first day of the 30-day ban, my phone died and I had to get a new phone. And this phone is like a friggin' millimeter bigger than the old phone. And I can't, I'm typing like I'm typing with my toes now because everything's just misaligned. So I'm blaming this technical tomfuckery on the phone. It's really my fault. But again, I apologize for all that. And we'll get it right next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Florida, stay safe. We're thinking about you. I love each and every one of you guys. Thanks for being here. And I am out.